Hi, and welcome to Hot at Home, Your Questions Answered. Today we have a question from one of my subscribers that is wants to know a little bit about me, so I thought I'd share. The question is, do you do your cardio and weights every day? Well, the answer is do I work out every day is yes. For the most part. I mean, usually 6 days a week. I take a down day. If I don't feel like I need a down day, I won't take one. Ordinarily I will take a recovery day 1 day a week. It's more for my mental recovery than my physical recovery, because in answering this question more specifically, do I do my weights and my cardio every day, the answer to that is no. I do my cardio every second day and I do weight training every second day, so I alternate. So when I'm doing recovery from my weight training, I go for a run or do a HIIT interval training session, or do stairwells, climb the stairwells, or in the summer I might go to the beach and go for a swim. What else do I do? Let's see. Once in a blue moon I'll go for a cycle. I don't do that very often, but I do have a bike and I do like to go around the seawall on it. So I'll do, or hill sprints. I'll do hill sprints. That's another form of interval training. So every second day is cardio and every second day is weight training. Now, the reason I do it that way is because I like to maximize what I'm doing. A lot of people will do both in one day, and that's okay. But for me, I like to really maximize what I'm doing. So if I were to pour a bunch of energy into a shorter weight training session, first of all, I wouldn't get as much done. And second of all, I would be sapping my energy for my cardio. So I wouldn't have as much energy to put in my cardio. Or if I did my cardio first, I would be sapping my energy for my weight training. So I've got an hour in my day every day, and I like to make sure I really maximize my workouts in a really big way. So I will spend an hour doing my weight training. Sometimes I'll do a 3-day split, and I'll do a bunch of exercises for back and bis, or a bunch of exercises for chest and tris, or shoulders and legs, or whatever I'm choosing to work that day, 3 days in a row. I will do that sometimes, and then do cardio, and then go back, and then the next day I'll do like a full body workout. But for the most part, I do a full body workout, and then the next day I do a cardio workout. So I'll spend an hour doing a couple of exercises for each body part. I always go heavy. I really want to be able to get the most out of my weight training, so I will go as heavy as possible for between 8 and 12 reps, usually between 8 and 10, usually. I seldom go lower than 8, but I also seldom go higher than 10. So it depends on sort of what my program calls for. I don't just decide that day I'm going to do 8 or 10. I'm either doing a program that calls for 8 or I'm doing a program that calls for 10. But I'll go as heavy as I can so that I hit failure on that final rep of each set. And I'll either do 4 sets or 3 sets depending on what the program calls for. But again, I'll go heavy. So I'll hit legs. I'll make sure I hit my quads and my hams and my calves. And I'll do glutes. Usually some kind of squatting exercise will cover most of that. Maybe some kind of ham curling thing, or glute ham raises or something like that with my feet hooked under the couch. For hamstrings as well. I like to work my hamstrings a little bit harder than most might, just because I have really weak hamstrings, and I like to, they're overstretched from too much sitting. And so I work them, make sure I work them with almost every workout. And then I'll do, as well, I'll do a couple of exercises for my back. I'll do a couple of exercises for my chest. So I had that backwards, chest and back. I'll always do lots of pull-ups. I've got a thing about wanting to be the girl that can do the most pull-ups. So I always do lots and lots and lots of pull-ups when I'm doing my workout. And then I'll also do some shoulder exercises, and then I will isolate my biceps and triceps as well. So I'll hit a little bit of everything. I pour as much energy as I've got into my weight training exercises, and then the next day when I've got fresh energy, I'll take between 40 and 50 minutes and do a cardio workout. And pour everything I've got in that cardio workout. So I'll go and do some really intense intervals. A lot of people say, do intervals for about 20 minutes. I almost always do my intervals for about 40 minutes. 20 minutes just does not feel like a workout to me. It's just too short. So I'll do 40 minutes. Or hill sprints, or I'll go for a run that takes me about 45 minutes. When I climb the stairwells, I'll just climb. I live in a 21-story building, so I just start at the bottom and climb to the top and take the elevator down and do it again. I do that 8 times. It takes me about 45 minutes. And then once in a blue moon, I'll go for a long power walk. And when I do that, because I know it's slower cardio, and I know it's great for burning fat, but it does take longer. And once in a while, I do enjoy a long, long walk. I've got a great place to do it on the seawall. I'll walk for 2 hours when I do a power walk. I seldom walk for less than that. I don't feel it's a big enough workout for me. So when I decide to power walk, I invest the time in a long power walk. So well, let's see what else. So yeah, I just like to be fresh for whatever it is I'm doing. A lot of people will do, you know, they'll do their cardio first and then they'll hit the weights after, or they'll do their weights first and hit the cardio after and get everything done in one workout. A lot of times I feel like that's a bit of a waste of their workout in a way that they've only got an hour for their workout as well, and they're splitting their time up between it, so they could be doing more, you know, being more complete if they had more time for each. But if you're gonna do that, like if you only got, you know, an hour every second day, say, and you want to do everything on your day to the gym or your day working out at home or whatever, then ask yourself what your goal is. Because if your goal is to burn fat first, then you probably should be doing your cardio first and using your fresh energy for your cardio, and then hitting the weight stack after that. If your first goal is to build muscle, you're already pretty lean and you want to put on some lean muscle, then you probably should be doing your weight training first and going as heavy as you possibly can, then getting your cardio done after that. So whatever your goal is, match whatever goes first. So do cardio first, burn some fat, then go lift some weights. Keep in mind too that building muscle, don't ever put off building muscle completely in favor of burning fat. Don't forget that when you build lean muscle on your body, that having lean muscle, trained muscle on your body, actually helps your body burn calories at a more accelerated rate, even when you're sitting down doing nothing or sleeping or watching TV or whatever, just because it takes more calories to maintain that muscle. So your body just burns more muscle, or more calories, just keeping that muscle going, keeping that muscle alive. So always make sure you weight train. And also the other thing it does for you as well is it gives you really great shape. You know, if you burn all the fat off your body but you haven't got any muscular shape, then you're just going to look like a smaller version of the person you are now. But if you want to get sort of an athletic toned look in your arms and your legs and your back and all that, then make sure you're putting some muscle on, because that's what's going to give it to you. And ladies, don't be afraid of getting bulked up like Arnold. We don't have enough testosterone in our bodies to bulk up like Arnold, so don't be afraid of that. Unless you're doing something illegal pharmaceuticals, chances are pretty good you're not going to build muscle like a man. Chances are 100% that you're not going to build muscle like a man, but you will put on some shapely tone. So please never be afraid of working with weights, and never be afraid of going heavy, and never be afraid of getting bulky, because it won't happen. If you find that you're lifting weights and you feel like you're getting bigger, then the problem is probably the fat on top of the muscle. It's not going to be the muscle that's making you look bigger. You need to lose the fat off your muscle, and once that comes off, then you'll be able to see nice shape to your muscles and to your body parts, and it'll look great. So I hope that helped you out, a little peek into how I work out, and we'll see you guys again next time. Take care.